Alright, people, what's up? Here we go. Your boy Knowledge back with the knowledge, universally alkaline, all that good stuff. Um, we're gonna talk about depression today since we covered bipolar yesterday. So let's jump right into it. Uh, Bipolar, included anxiety, affects about 1 in 5 Americans aged 18 and older every year. You dig? So it makes it one of the most common medical problems in the states. Affects young and old, and twice as common in women as it is in men. Depression is a whole body illness, if you didn't know that. One that affects the body, nervous system, moods, thoughts, and behavior. It affects the way you eat and sleep, the way you feel about yourself, and the way you react and think about people and things around you. Symptoms can last for weeks, months, maybe even years. You know what I'm saying? Like, when depression come, it ain't finna tell you, hey, I'm finna go down the street, or I'll be back after a while. Nah, it leave when it feel like leaving. There are many types of depression, with variations in the number of the symptoms, the severity and the persistence of it. A lot of people with depression typically withdraw and hide away from society. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of secluded. Uh, they tend to lose interest in things around them, and become incapable of experiencing pleasure. Symptoms of depression include excessive sleeping, insomnia, changes in appetites, headaches, backaches, digestive disorders, restlessness, irritability, quickness to get angry, um, loss of interest or pleasure in hobbies, and feelings of worthlessness and inadequacy. Um, One of the bad things about depression is many think of death and consider suicide as an option. Uh, yeah, they appear bleak and as time passed, over as they appear bleak and time seems to pass by slowly. So when you going through depression, that time slow down, it feels like forever. Like the shit just dragging ass like a slow ass hurricane that just I'm gonna stay here for a little bit if I want to go back out in the ocean type shit. A person with depression may be chronically angry or irritable, sad and despairing, or display little to no emotion at all. Some try to sleep it off, or do nothing but sit and just lie around. Like I had them moments. Like I said the other day, I deal with this, so this is I'm talking about me sharing it with other folks as well. Um, Older adults uh, with hardening of the arteries are more likely to have depression uh, than older adults without the coronary disorder. Um, it's three. It's three main types of depression. You have a major depressive disorder, dyssomatic disorder, and bipolar depression, which that's what I touched on yesterday. The depressed phase of bipolar disorder. So I touched on bipolar disorder. I'm touching on the depression side of it. With these types are variations in the number of associated mental symptoms, the severity and their persistence. Unlike major depressive disorder, dysmatic disorder, a chronic but less severe type of depression, uh, does not strike in episodes, but instead characterized by milder, persistent symptoms that may last for years. Um, Although usually it doesn't interfere with everyday tasks, people with this milder form of depression rarely feel like they're functioning to their full capability. Bipolar disorders begin as depression. Pretty much bipolar disorders are gonna always usually uh, begin as some type of depression. Um, but as it progressed, they evolved into alternating episodes of depressions and mania. Remember, I touched on mania in the other video, the bipolar video, which is characterized by abnormally and persistently elevated mood, energy, restlessness, or irritability. As a result of bipolar depression, commonly known as manic depression, too. Other symptoms of mania may include overly inflated self-esteem, a decreased need for sleep, and increased talkativeness, racing thoughts, distractibility, physical agitation, and excessive risk taking. Or another one that goes along with excessive risk taking is changes in your sexual behavior, whether it dies down or it becomes overly excessive because you either compensating or you're wanting to stay away from it. But bipolar disorders requires different treatment than major depression and dysthymia. Obtaining an accurate diagnosis is important. Like I said the other day, you know what I'm saying, even with the bipolar disorder, like getting diagnosed accurately and then getting the meds dialed in, that takes a while. Some things that that you can do for it. I don't want to go too far into the depression like that because I don't want to feel some type of way. So bear with me. So I'm gonna get straight into the herb side of it. But balm, also known as lemon balm, is good for the stomach and the digestive system during those stressful moments or situations. Ginger, ginkgo biloba, licorice root, cat scrawl, peppermint, and Siberian ginseng can also be helpful. But caution, don't take ginkgo biloba if you got a bleeding disorder or you schedule for like surgery or some shit like that, or a dental procedure, because that falls under surgery, even though it's like the lighter side of surgery. Licorice root should not be used during pregnancy or nursing. Just to keep that in mind for the ladies. It should not be used by people with diabetes, glaucoma, heart disease, high blood pressure, or a history of stroke. Also, don't use Siberian ginseng if you have hypoglycemia, high blood pressure, or a heart disorder. So pay attention to what I just said. If you got those, we got to go about it another way. Kava helps to induce calm and release depression. I ain't gonna lie. I take kava and mix it in with my weed, or I take it in the pill form from time to time, and it keeps you in a good mood. But caution, kava can cause drowsiness because it calms you. It calms you. You know what I'm saying? It's like nice mellow ass calm. Not recommended for pregnant women or women that are nursing. And it should be taken should not be taken together with other substances that act on the central nervous system, such as alcohol, barbiturates, antidepressants, and antipsychotic drugs. See what I just said? I ain't said I mix with none of that shit. I mix it in with my weed. You know what I'm saying? When I have some of those stressful days, and I need that little extra additive to get me back down. You know what I'm saying? Get me to my normal cruising altitude. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I may be too high, and then I had them low, so I gotta get it back up there and balance it back off. St. John's wort acts the same way as monoamine oxidase or MAO inhibitors, but they are less harsh. Also, with the St. John's wort may cause increased sensitivity to sunlight. It also may produce anxiety and gastrointestinal symptoms and headaches. Also, it can interact with other drugs like your antidepressants, birth control, and anticoagulants. As far as some recommendations on the eating side, a diet that includes plenty of raw fruits, vegetables, uh, soybeans, and soy products. I'm gonna say the soybeans and soy products at a minimum or at a moderation, because if you are a male, soy will raise your estrogen levels. Uh, I can't I can't remember what the effect it has on females at the moment, but I know in men, if you intake too much soy, it raises your estrogen levels. Um, but whole grain, seeds, nuts, brown rice, millet, legumes. Also have a diet in low complex carbohydrates. Um, well, a diet too low in complex carbohydrates can cause serotonin depletion and depression. And if your serotonin drop, that's where you had that hard time of sleeping. You know what I'm saying? You got that restlessness shit going on. If you're nervous and wish to become more relaxed, consume more complex carbohydrates. And I think I'm gonna have to make a video to break down like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and stuff like that as well. But I get that to you. For increased alertness, eat protein meals containing essential fatty acids like salmon, like I spoke of the other day. Omega 3 fatty acids in particular are very necessary for healthy bodies and your mind. And studies have shown the deficiency can lead to mood disorders. Salmon and whitefish are good choices. You're probably going to hear me speak about salmon a lot, either salmon or fish oil pills. If you need your spirits lifted, you can eat foods like turkey and salmon because they are high in tryptophan and protein. So, mood inhibitor, the enzymes. Omega 3 fat, DHA, which is found in many cold water fish such as salmon, tuna, mackerel, and is known to have a cardioprotective effect. So, yeah, you got to keep this thing pumping good and keep it all, cleared out and all that stuff. What else? Oh yeah, omit wheat products from your diet. Like you gonna have to get off the wheat for a minute, because wheat gluten is linked to depressive disorders. In those who are not tolerant to wheat protein, avoid diet sodas and products containing artificial sweeter aspartame. Stuff like, example, aspartame and shit like NutraSweet and Equal, and those products. You know what I'm saying? The additive can block the formation of serotonin, and it'll cause headaches, insomnia, depression in individuals who are already serotonin deprived. Limit the intake of supplements that contain the amino acid phenylene. It contains the chemical phenol, which is highly allergic. Most depressed people are allergic to certain substances. But if you take a combination of free form amino acid supplement, look for a product that does not contain the phenylalanine, because the phenylalanine is one of those major components of aspartame. Avoid foods in high saturated fats. The consumption of meat or fried food, like hamburgers, french fries, all that shit, it leads to sluggishness and slow thinking and is going to make you fatigued. They interfere with the blood flow, causing the arteries and small blood vessels to become blocked, and the blood cells to become sticky and tend to clump together, resulting in poor circulation, especially to your brain. Avoid all forms of sugar. Like I said with the bipolar disorder, you got to learn how much. Like you got to understand how much shit got sugar in it and how sugar is reworded and disguised. Including normally good sweeteners such as honey and molasses and fruit juice. The body's going to react more quickly to the presence of sugar than it does to the presence of complex carbohydrates. Um, the increase in energy supplied by the simple carbohydrates is quickly followed by fatigue and depression. So pretty much you'll come up, but you're gonna fucking crash. Is pretty much what I'm telling you. Uh, Stevia, a concentrated natural sweetener derived from the South American shrub. It doesn't have the same effect on the body as sugar, and it does not have the side effects of the artificial sugar substitutes like this, the equal and shit that I was speaking of. Stay away from alcohol. Stay away from caffeine. Processed foods. Pretty much, you are what you eat. Like, you're gonna hear me say that shit a lot. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. Look into food allergies if you have any food allergies, or if they are contributing to your depression. Um, Keep your mind active. Like I say, I deal with depression personally. That's why I'm sitting here talking about it. And as you see, with all the knowledge I'm spitting out, I keep my mind active. I keep it busy. I always got my head down in a book, or I'm writing notes from something that I, observed, or something that I learned, and I wanted to, come back and touch on it. Like, I keep just notepads with just random stuff jotted down on it that I come back and touch on to, or go and do further research on. But I'm feeding my brain. I'm keeping my brain moving. You know what I'm saying? That way, those idle thoughts don't set in, and I don't, quote unquote, fall into that sunken place. But the studies have shown that, like, exercises like walking, swimming, or any activity that you enjoy is important for all types of depression. Avoid stressful situations. For me, those who know me, they know I'm an outdoorsy guy. Like, I'm always outside doing something, whether it's working on the car, working out, I'm in the woods, all that shit. Like, but it's for this. It's to keep this at bay, to keep it at mind, to keep it, going smoothly as possible. You got to learn to recognize and then to reroute negative thinking patterns, because that can fuck with you too. Sometimes you may have to get with a professional to change your integrated habits. You know what I'm saying? That can be rewarding. You know what I'm saying? If you're suffering from, if you're suffering from like situational depression, or what that means is depression that occurs in response to an event such as the death of a loved one or a breakup in a relationship, try using Ignata. Okay, I'm gonna spell it for you because I'm having a hard time pronouncing it. Ignatia. Amara is the second part of it. But pretty much what that is, it's a homeopathic remedy derived from a plant, the Saint Igneous being. But it helps control emotions during periods of extreme grief or hysteria. If depression is seasonal, you know what I'm saying, light therapy could be help, you know what I'm saying, like them times where you're having those lows. Find somebody, like, if you can't get a therapist or somebody, like, find somebody you trust, you know what I'm saying, and sit down and talk and tell them what's going on. Cause like another thing, like,
some of you won't notice.
My time in the military exposed me to a lot of depressed people, and I've watched how they've reacted. I've seen some soldiers personally take their life battling with depression, because On the outside, they appeared to be good, but it was so much darkness going on the inside the way they just couldn't take it, and they felt like they didn't have nobody to talk to. So like, if you can't afford no therapist, man, sit and talk. Shit, come talk to me. I've been out the military 8 fucking years, and I still talk to soldiers who go through shit, whether it's PTSD, bipolar disorder, bipolar depression, manic episodes, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been out 8 years. I still, people still keep in contact with me. Like, it's people that are calling me that can't nobody else deal with them. Like, I have to either get on the phone and calm them down, or I gotta get on a plane, or I gotta go drive to get them to get back to a place to where they're not in that depressed state or having that manic moment, if they're having a manic moment as well. You just, another way, I don't want to give you too much out of my notes and out of these books, but I'm gonna give you this from personal, because like I say, I deal with the depression. Gotta keep in mind, like I said, I do a lot of reading. I do crossword puzzles. I do a lot of meditating or meditative exercise. I listen to frequency music, chakra music to keep all of it in line. I get out and walk. I immerse myself in nature, especially like if I'm having a hard time. Or for the longest, I was a truck driver, and that was therapeutic, because if anything was going on my mind, once I got in that truck and I put that thing again, I'm riding, whatever it was, I done sorted it out, and by then I done turned the music up and I'm jamming. So I wanted to touch on that, give you a couple of things you can do to treat it in a natural way. I ain't gonna make it too long. Like I say, I'm gonna give you everything I got, cause I know everybody got their own different thing going on. You know what I'm saying, or what they're dealing with. Like I said the other day, you take care of your mind. You take the mind. If you take care of the mind will take care of you. If you abuse the mind will get its get back. Because those two things I spoke on can lead to shit like dementia. But you gotta eat right. You gotta exercise. Get out. Get some fresh air. Like if you in like a stressful situation, learn to take a fucking time out. Even if it's with your partner, because like I know like that relationship shit can be hard, work can be hard, life can be hard, kids can be hard, and you gotta learn not to let this shit weigh you down, or you gotta learn to separate what you can deal with for the now and what you need to take a break from and come back and touch at a later time, especially if it gets too intense for you. I think I'm gonna end it at that. I think that's good enough. So like subscribe to the page, leave comments. Like I say, I'm here on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. Universally Alkaline on Facebook. Universally Alkaline here on YouTube. You can hit my regular page up. Kindle Control My Universe Blunt, or it might come up as Kindle Knowledge Blunt, because that's my nickname. Like I say, knowledge here with the knowledge. But those are a couple of ways you can get to me. Like if you got something personal going on, you can hit me in the email, hit me in my inboxes. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people don't want to put their personal business out in no comments, so that's why I'm speaking on what I'm speaking on. Share this shit. Even if it ain't got nothing to do with you, share it. Pass it around, man. Each one teach one. Cause we all got something going on that we dealing with. Whether we speak on it aloud or not. But I think we need to actually speak on it a lot more, because it's very prominent amongst us black folks that we deal with bipolar disorder or mental illness or mental health issues, period, like I said the other day. So like, just because the motherfucker look like they doing good don't mean it. As we just got to show a little bit more compassion, a little bit more concern. Ask a motherfucker, hey, are you okay? Learn the person who you're around, because some of us, even including myself, People that ask me, I'm okay, and I sit there and say it, I'm okay, because I don't want you worrying about me. But I had to realize, like, by you asking me, are you okay? You might be picking up on something that I may not know I'm in that state. But if you've been around me enough to pick up on it, and you asking me, I should be able to open up to you and be like, hey, I'm having a low day. I got this going on. You know what I'm saying? Can you help me out? Can you send me some positive affirmations or good words of wisdom, words of encouragement? You know what I'm saying? Something to boost you up. You know what I'm saying? Other than, turning to things like drugs and alcohol and shit, which ain't gonna do nothing but further break you down. You can't do shit like drink or snort your sorrows away. And I've seen people do that shit, and it's a hard thing to watch when it's personal. Like I say, I've seen a lot of it being in the military, as well as just living life and me dealing with it myself. And like through a lot of people, I learned what not to do, or how to find and manipulate the things that work for me and add to my repertoire. But like I say, like it, subscribe to the channel, pass the channel around. Like I said, you hit me up on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, them two pages, Universal Alkaline, Kindle Control My Universe Blunt, or it may come up as Kindle Knowledge Blunt now, because I added a nickname to it, so that's probably how it's going to come up. But if I have multiple pages, so if you type in Kindle Blunt, KENDALLBLOUNT, look for the picture that has the profile picture that has Malcolm X on it. Yeah, that's me. So like that's another way you can get in contact with me. But I'm finna get out. I'm finna go outside in nature real quick. Get me a little workout in, get me some sun. I've been inside all day, so like I need to get some sun. You know what I'm saying? Soak up that good energy on top of the energy that I've been receiving already. Do some grounding. Grounding works well for depression too. And if you don't understand grounding, matter of fact, I'm going to jot that down. That is going to be another video that I'll be bringing to you, because a lot of people have asked me what is grounding, because they're not into the whole holistic thing like I am. So I'll make sure to do a video covering grounding and grounding techniques and how it's beneficial to you from a health and wealth standpoint. And this shit is also used for therapeutic reasons by healthcare professionals as well. But yeah, so we're gonna end this here. I love y'all. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Eat right. Drink some water. Get out. Get some sun. Get some exercise. I know this fucking virus shit and having to stay inside, kicking everybody's ass. We all bored. Get out. Get some sun. Do something with the kids, man. Let's go old school. Let's go get super soakers and run around the yard and shit. But hey, nonetheless, we got to stay active mentally and physically. So get up. Do something. Get out. Love y'all.